Welcome back to Let's Talk Yards. I am your host, Max, and he is your host, Will.
Good afternoon.
We are back here reviewing Week 6 of the NFL. Again, another week where I am disappointed and you are happy.
I think I'm pretty happy. I'm not going to lie, Max.
This is becoming a worrying trend now for Dallas Cowboys fans. Very much change in fortune for Houston Texans, really, and Dallas Cowboys are on a downward spiral. I said last week, if the Dallas Cowboys lost to the New York Jets, that I would implode on our podcast.
And I'm waiting for the implosion.
You can probably hear in my voice, if I'm honest, I am more down than angry. I mean, I'm angry, don't get me wrong, but this is becoming just depressing now. Like, this is week in, week out, year after year, the same shit that I have to put up with the Dallas Cowboys. And at this point, I'm not sure what to do. We ran the headline last week, which was get Jason Garrett out, and nothing's changed after this result. Dallas Cowboys lost 24-22 to the New York Jets, who at the time were winless, and now of course are 1-4. Dallas Cowboys are 3-3. Interestingly enough, they're still top of the division, but that maybe goes to show it how much the other teams in the division are currently struggling. If I get into the game stats, just to start off with, Dak Prescott ended the game with 278 yards, 28-40, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott was probably the one main positive out of the game with his running back to old ways. He ran 105 yards, one touchdown. An interesting stat came out of the game though, Will, which was on first down, the Dallas Cowboys ran 17 out of 24 times. Dallas Cowboys ran up the middle for 50 yards. Now, what is going on there?
I guess it just shows that, lack of creativity.
It's so predictable, and coming out of the game, the Sam Darnold came. He's been out with mono for the past 4 weeks, so he is a bit of a rusty quarterback at the moment. He came out afterwards and said that he knew what the Dallas Cowboys were going to do, how they were going to play, and it's the arrogance that I was talking about, where the Dallas Cowboys don't care. Dallas Cowboys will play how they want to play, and they will not adapt to the game. They will not adapt to the situation. If other teams, they'll see a certain player gets injured, goes down, they go after that cornerback, say, for instance. Dallas Cowboys won't do that.
They'll find a weakness. Well,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of football, is you have to study the opposition, you find a weakness, and you just attack that weakness.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, why the Patriots' defense is performing so well this year, because they seem to have such a depth chart that if there is an injury, or if there is a slip-up, they'll shove the next person on, and he's better, if not...
Well, and see, that's an interesting point you put there, because the injuries amounted for the Dallas Cowboys were big. So...
Yeah, they were big.
Amari Cooper went out of the game pretty early. I think it was after about 4 plays. So he is our attacking threat, our main guy, to be fair, because last season we started 3-5. We traded for Amari Cooper, and then we ended up the season in 10-6. So that is a huge turnaround and shows how much an important player he is, and he goes down. Not playing in the game was our starting right tackle Lyle Collins and our starting left tackle Tyron Smith, who was arguably the best left tackle in the league. But we don't do enough to cater for the injuries. I mean, they knew that Amari Cooper was potentially going to struggle this game, yet they walked into this game with 4 active wide receivers on their roster. What is that? That is not good coaching. That is not good pre-planning. Amari Cooper has been struggling with this foot injury, ankle injury, and now quads And they knew this.
For a while as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for like a short period of time, it's for a while they've been struggling.
And he comes out and says that they thought he'd be able to play, but if there's a doubt that your top wide receivers might go down in the middle of the game, to leave yourself with 3 wide receivers for the whole game, one of them being Randall Cobb.
You have no depth chart.
No.
So essentially, what your game plan was to just hope that one of the 3 don't fatigue and don't get tired and don't get injured. And that's not a game plan. Football is not a game of hope, I'm afraid.
No, and that's what they were doing. They went into this week hoping that Tyron... They even hoped that Tyron would be fit. There's no way Tyron was going to be fit. Everyone knew that. And they don't... We got 2 start... To be fair, the tackles didn't do too badly in the grand scheme of things. It was Cameron Fleming and... What was it? Brandon Knight. And considering they've never really started in this league. Brandon Fleming's I think an undrafted free agent, something like that. But they don't help. They don't help them. If someone comes in, if Bill Belichick highlights a weakness in that Patriots team, he'll do anything possible to help that.
Yeah, of course.
To surround it with pieces to help the team. Going into the game, highlighted another issue that I've been having, and I think Dak Prescott has had, which is slow starts. We scored 12 points against the Saints. We didn't score until the third quarter. We scored a field goal in the midway through the third quarter against Green Bay last week, and now this week we don't actually score a touchdown until late in the plays go like this in the first half: punt, field goal, punt, turnover on downs, punt, field goal. That's 6 points in the first half. Contrast that with the second half: field goal, missed field goal, touchdown, touchdown. They're leaving it too late, and it isn't good enough. And as I said last week, it never looked close. This is the New York Jets. They were winless.
0-4, weren't they? 0-5?
And if you look at their team, yes, they had Sam Darnold back, who was a good quarterback, I think. Yes, they had a few pieces back, but still, in the grand scheme of things, you look at their players compared to the Dallas Cowboys, they should not have beaten the Dallas Cowboys.
On paper, I would have personally put it as a tight game, but given the fact that you were off to an okay start, even though you didn't play proper teams, let's just say, I still do think that you should have come out on top.
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean,
I predicted you to win.
Yeah.
I did think. I saw fun and games saying you'll lose to the Jets, but I genuinely did believe that the Cowboys would win.
No, yeah, I was worried because I said I've seen this too many times with Dallas Cowboys where, we'll go on to it later, but I can actually see them beating the Eagles because they're that type of stupid team. They're that type of spawny Jason Garrett team where they'll go on shit runs, but then they'll save themselves. They'll be good
somehow
teams.
Save themselves. Yeah.
And it's absolute BS. I mean, and I was listening to someone talking. I think it was Jesse Holly on hanging with the boys or whatever it was on their radio show, and he made a good point. Whereas the defensive coordinator of the New York Jets is known for his blitzes, yet the Dallas Cowboys did nothing at all to combat those blitzes. No short passes, no getting it out of Dak's hands quickly.
No.
No screen passes. I mean, we pull off successful screen passes. There are literally tons of highlights of Ezekiel Elliott on YouTube of him pulling down amazing screen passes, and they just don't do it. And they just do, as I said, 17 of 24 first downs is a run up the middle. For a professional
that's
NFL,
not good.
Professional NFL football team, and it's...
You'd expect that in under 17 junior Britball league.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it in...
No. And
professional football.
It just goes to show the arrogance and the preparation of the Dallas Cowboys, as I said, with them not starting off well. These players aren't turning up to games until the last half. The last quarter even sometimes. That's not good enough. Waiting until the last quarter to score 2 touchdowns against the Jets.
Yeah.
And I think they've failed on it. They could have tied the game and sent to overtime, but they failed on a 2-point conversion because yet again, they didn't expect the all-out blitz, which the New York Jets did at the end of the game. I mean, I'm not even going to get onto whether Dak Prescott is good enough for this team or what. I personally don't. Tony Romo is a better quarterback. Dak Prescott can come out with all these stats that he wants, and I'm not going to go into what I said last week because Dallas Cowboys have had the pieces to at least get to a championship game in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And they haven't. They've not even come close, really, to even winning a Super Bowl. And it's actually getting to the point now where it's like, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you've got all pros in your defense. Doesn't matter whether you've got a 4th overall pick as Ezekiel Elliott. Pretty much all the O-line is first rounders. You got a former first round pick with Amari Cooper. You got Michael Gallup that can play like a first rounder. I think he has been. But getting on to the problem with this game, if I'm not trying to shift the blame onto Dak, the wide receivers had an astonishing amount of dropped balls. And to be fair, not just the wide receivers, but people like Jason Witten. Michael Gallup had a few drops. Just crucial drops at crucial stages, and they do it all the time. And this is becoming a worrying trend that needs to be stopped. And I don't know how they're going to do it, because even though I just said they'll probably beat the Eagles, if you look on the grand scheme of things, they shouldn't. The Eagles are struggling themselves. Eagles might have one of the worst secondaries in the league. They just let Kirk Cousins score 38 on them, and when you watch that game, their secondary's piss poor.
I think it's worse than the Texans secondary.
Oh yeah, and
that's saying something.
Yeah, well, obviously,
I'll get into that later on.
Your team massively overperformed, or maybe performed to what they should be doing. Yeah. I think the Chiefs are also on a downward spiral.
Underperforming. Yeah. They are on a spiral.
And let's not forget that obviously the Dallas Cowboys are highlighted as one of those teams that everyone likes to take the piss out of. But the LA Rams are on a 3-game losing streak. Yeah. Chiefs are on a 2-game losing streak. They won last night. But
then again, I said this at the start of the year. The Chiefs, yes, they're seen as like the Super Bowl team, MVP players, a huge roster, a lot of dynamic players. However, they do it every year. They go 5-0, and then or 7-0, and then they just lose.
Yeah,
another 5 in a row.
They're another Cowboys.
They are, and they do it. Well, they do it the majority of years. Like, don't get it wrong. I do have faith in the Chiefs. They are a very, very good team.
They bottle it in the playoffs.
But they bottle it in the playoffs, and then they bottle it towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's happened on too many times for it to not be noticeable.
No. With the Dallas Cowboys now, I'm looking at this and get a load of our next games. Well, next game, we've got the Giants, then the Vikings, then the Lions, then the Patriots, Bills, Bears, Rams, Eagles, Redskins.
That's
If they carry on playing like they do, they're gonna get 2 wins. We're gonna have a top 10 draft pick.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, actually, are we even? Because we traded it to Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! And this is right. I've been quite chill, but this is what pisses me off.
Now you're losing your patience.
They have built up this season. This was the season. Every other season,
win. It was. Yeah.
Every other season, there's been. Oh, we don't have this. Last season, we didn't have a star wide receiver. Previous seasons, we didn't have a good edge rusher. Previous seasons, our linebacking core was a bit meh. We didn't have good secondary. We've got a few problems on our offensive line. Tony Romo was injured. Every year there's an excuse. There is no excuse this year. They have got all the pieces in play to succeed. If they do not succeed, Jason Garrett needs to take his ginger scone and get out of this franchise. Because if he doesn't, we will never win a divisional round
but he's
in
been
the playoffs.
There, I think he's personally been there too long.
He has, and it's stagnant and stale. He should have left when Tony Romo left.
Yeah, he should have done.
He's not good enough.
But in your eyes, who would you replace him with?
Well, I'm not too good with coaches, but there's been talk that Jerry is interested in an Oklahoma college offensive coordinator.
That's quite bold.
His name escapes me. I might get it up. But that could be someone that maybe invigorates this team, youthens it, gives it something exciting. This is the Dallas Cowboys. It's already exciting. And at this point, and I'm people are saying that he's not going to get rid of Jason because
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? But
I personally don't really know. I think the way Jerry Jones and Garrett have a sort of, I think they have quite a good relationship. Because they've been. How long has Garrett been at the Cowboys for?
He's been there since 2010. So it's
Well,
it's almost 10 years
that's
now,
basically
bro.
That's 10 seasons.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Lincoln Riley, his name is.
Is that the Oklahoma offensive coordinator?
It's head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, then if he's got head coach experience, and don't get it wrong, like college football is, let's just say, like I know a few teams in college that would happily, I think, would go against NFL teams.
Oh yeah.
And give them a good run for their money.
Nick Saban's Alabama could give most NFL teams, especially Dallas Cowboys, they'd probably smash the Dallas Cowboys.
Exactly.
But
at least you've got some sort of hope in, let's say, the next 2 seasons or so, and you're still performing in this way. You still got options to.
And it sounds bad,
change for a different coaching staff.
I want them to tank this year. I want something so bad to happen that Jerry Jones has no choice but to get rid of him. He needs to go, and it sounds bad.
I can see where you're coming from because you need to sort of underperform to see where you need to improve, and to do that you have to lose games. Because I mean, I'm not saying throw games intentionally. Obviously, you need to win, but at the end of the day, you've still got. If you lose games, it's proving that your system, your coaching staff, whatever it is, isn't working.
And part of me thinks, right, I want them to turn this around. I don't want to be sat here every week and Dallas Cowboys have lost and you're sat here and the Texans probably going to get in the playoffs and we're sat talking about the Texans all the time and Dallas Cowboys are at home. I don't want that to happen, but a part of me thinks if they spawn a 9-7 and reach the playoffs and maybe get
Dallas?
beat someone in the wild card and get to the divisional.
No.
Like they have done for a lot of years. And it might because it's happened.
You think it will?
I'm not saying I don't know at this point because how the Philadelphia Eagles are performing is basically might keep Jason Garrett's job. And a part of me thinks if they do manage to get to the playoffs, that's another contract for Jason. Jason Garrett hasn't got a contract after this year, Will. He's on his contract only lasts about 10 months. He's got 10 months left. So what's been spoken about now, the past 3 games, I've been talking about the new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, and as soon as we started to play better teams, suddenly our offense has gone back to what it used to be.
Yeah.
And there's been word, and I think it's actually quite substantial, that Jason Garrett might be calling the plays because his job's on the line. And
he's got to try and prove himself.
Yeah, and I don't think he wants to put his potential fate in the hands of Kellen Moore, who is an untested offensive coordinator in this league. So
put yourself in his shoes. Would you want someone else calling plays when it's your head on the line?
No,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I'd call my own plays. I'd have my own strategy and stuff. But then again, saying that, Jason Garrett doesn't seem to have a strategy.
No. And what he needs to think of, if that's the case, I don't know. There hasn't been any concrete word that is happening. But if that is the case and he is calling the plays, he should look at the past 3 games and he needs to stop now. Because this offense, even though I think numbers-wise we're number 1 in the league, Will.
For what?
For passing yards, rushing yards, combined yards.
Oh, okay. Right.
All that shit. Not points scored, funnily enough.
Yeah, no.
But,
shock of that.
Stats-wise, which is why stats can be misleading sometimes.
Yeah, they are misleading.
We are top, and hopefully they don't look at that and go, our offense is playing well, because some people are saying our offense is playing well, but they're not.
No, they're not.
Our offense doesn't play well until the 3rd quarter. That is not a good offense.
Yeah.
You know, if Liverpool don't start playing well until the 70 minutes, and last 20 minutes they start scoring, you wouldn't say that was a good attacking performance. So the same applies here. If you don't turn up until the 4th quarter, and you put up mad numbers in the 4th quarter just because the defense is as long as we don't give up huge plays at once, then we're sound.
Yeah, but then again, you say that, and I don't think many games, other than tight ones, are decided in the fourth quarter. Let's say you're up 24. Oh, no, actually, no, I don't even know why I'm saying that. I'm wrong. Because a lot of games are decided in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Think about the Super Bowl, Patriots, Falcons.
In general, I mean, we can probably go to games this week. Look at Green Bay beating the Lions.
Well, all the close games, like the Falcons-Cardinals game, that was points.
But what I'm saying is, these last two games haven't been decided in the past fourth quarter. They've been over by that point. And all these yards that we've stacked up are useless.
Yeah.
All these stat lines that are coming up about Dak Prescott are pointless because we're not winning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really all I have to say. And preview into the game this week. We're at home to the Eagles. The past two Eagles games have been pretty close. I think out of the last 5, we've lost 2, won 3.
Yeah.
The Eagles are struggling as well. They're 3-3. We lost to the Vikings 38-20. I'm also currently struggling on predictions, and I think Dallas Cowboys has done so much on my mental health that it's probably affecting my judgment on a lot of these games. I feel like I'm an absolute idiot if I pick the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But honestly, it would be such a Dallas Cowboys thing to do to win this game. They're playing so poorly. And I feel sick that I'm even contemplating picking them. But I think they will. I think they will beat the Eagles. Doug Peterson's come out and has riled people because he's come out and basically said he's convinced that they're going to beat the Cowboys. And I think a lot of their
I think the Eagles are going to win, personally.
That's fine, and honestly, they should.
I think they will win. Yeah, I think they should win.
But what I think is going to happen, based off my experience, is even though I thought the Eagles were going to be top of our division and blah, 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 and they still might do, this might be a game where Dallas Cowboys star players need to step up. We've got tons of star players, and their reputations, and they're getting mocked at the moment. And if they've got any pride at all, they will get their fingers out and give Eagles an absolute hammering.
But given the way you've played the last couple of weeks, I don't think you will.
No, and we shouldn't. But no, you shouldn't. I'm gonna say that Dallas, it's gonna be very close.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Brett Maher missed the bloody field goal again last game, but then he hit a 62-yarder. This is the type of fucking kicker we've got, Will.
Yeah.
He can make them from 62 yards.
Don't even start getting me started on kickers, man.
62 yards and he can't make them from 40, 38. It's ridiculous.
But then again, kickers are so inconsistent. I mean, I'll get into this like in a second, but our kicker Fairbairn is just...
Yeah.
He's not doing his job.
Yeah.
His sole purpose in that team is to kick field goals and to score points from when we couldn't make the first down.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that. And he's not converting point after touchdowns either. He's not converting PATs. He just needs to... He needs to go.
Kicker's in an underrated position, I think.
It's an underrated position, but then when they don't perform, you're wondering why. Because their sole purpose in that team is to kick. They are training weekly to kick.
Yeah.
If you can't kick when it matters, what is the point of training and performing in training and doing all these stats? Like, oh yeah, I made a 56-yard field goal today in training. And yeah, very good, but you couldn't make the 30-yard point after.
Well, that's another thing that people forget, because I went through all the players. I thought this afterwards. Last week, I went through all the players: Tony Romo's, DeMarco Murray's, Des Bryant's, Jason Witten in his prime, or Sean Lee in his prime. All these players that they had. I didn't say Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey, I don't know whether he still holds the record, but at one point was the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL.
Well, better than Adam Vinatieri?
Yeah.
Really?
He was averaging about 90% of his kicks.
Whoa. I think Adam Vinatieri is like 86%, something like that. Something stupid like
that. Dan Bailey dropped off, to be fair, but at one point they had the best kicker that has ever been. And they still couldn't even get past the divisional round.
Yeah. But again, kickers don't make you into a playoff team.
No, but
Kickers don't make that.
No, they. I mean, I disagree to a certain extent, but I think they can drop you from being a good team below. If you've got a piss poor kicker, that can massively affect you.
But then we have a piss poor kicker, and we seem to be winning games.
Yeah.
Only because our offense is now for some reason just flying. But said that, we should have scored 3 extra touchdowns against Colts with 3 drop passes by Will Fuller, and we're losing out on points there. But then again, we're losing out on the odd 3 points here and there. So that's maybe what, I think he missed 3 field goals. That's 9 points we missed out on.
Yeah.
We missed a couple point after touchdowns. So that's another 3-4 points. Well, 2 points probably. Well, so I don't know.
Anyway, so Dallas Cowboys play Eagles. I'm gonna say that they're gonna. No, do you know what? I'm not gonna say they're gonna beat them. I'm gonna say that the bloody Eagles beat them 24-17.
So it's an Eagles win.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna say Eagles win. I'm going to say something like 34-21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But if Dallas Cowboys win, and I've lost this on predictions,
you're fuming.
Goodness.
So, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy. Houston defeat the Chiefs 31-24. Deshaun Watson faced off with, the poster boy for the NFL at the moment.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Poster boy
even though he is injured, that curse is coming back for him. The Madden 20 curse is coming back.
Happened last night.
Did happen last night. But yeah, I mean, he is injured with the knee injury that he had against the first week in Jaguars, against the Jaguars. But he's still, to be fair, Mahomes is still throwing some stats about.
Yeah.
But I think for Deshaun Watson to beat the MVP from last year, I think it's done a lot for his confidence.
Yeah.
I think it's done a lot for his confidence, you know. I mean, he didn't do very well passing, let's be honest. He 30 for over 42, 280 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, pass rating of 77.5. So it's not, he didn't have a very good, but he had a really good game on the ground.
Yeah.
He 10 attempts at running, 42 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And a few of them, you know, he was juking corners. He was spin moving. You know, I think he's when he's in his prime, where he's a mobile QB, he really boosts his confidence. And I think when he plays well, and he's got that mentality of come on, let's do this, and let's get down the field, I think our O-line responds because we haven't let up a sack in 2 games.
Is that true?
We haven't let up a sack in 2 games.
Jesus.
And given the fact that last year our O-line was beyond terrible, and the beginning of the year...
Yeah, they started bad, didn't they?
Our O-line was atrocious. And now, for some reason, and I'm going to put it down to team morale, I think, and the fact that Deshaun Watson is becoming more of a leader for this team, I personally believe that our O-line will not let up another sack for another game.
Who did you play last week? Falcons?
Falcons, yeah.
Could you put anything on the teams that you've played, maybe? I do. Falcons,
I mean, to be fair, the Falcons' defense were
rush.
letting up a lot of points. In all fairness,
Yeah.
and
Do anyone from the Falcons and the Chiefs' defensive line scare you?
not particularly.
No one jumps
And that
out
is a good point.
Yeah.
You've got a good point there. But then again, and we face off the Colts next.
I think they've got Chandler Jones, the Chiefs, who's
pretty good.
Who's good, to be fair.
But yeah, so we face off the Colts next week, and I can't think of why I would be scared of the Colts defense.
No, I think they're good pass coverage wise.
Yeah, they are good pass coverage wise, which is I think which would create a lot of decent matchups between our wide receivers. And again, with Will Fuller having a Madden-like game against Falcons and then dropping 3 basic touchdowns against the Chiefs, that's not good. Hopkins is not having a good season. Let's be straight. I said at the start of the year I think he's going to be an MVP candidate, and I'm not being funny. He's nowhere near that right now.
No.
If he was playing the same way he played towards the end of last season, I think he could have been. I personally think he would have been in the running for.
Well, the NFL have just released the people to vote for.
Yeah.
Coming from, I think, Watson's there, Mahomes is there, McCaffrey's there.
I think it's going to be between McCaffrey, Watson, and Mahomes again.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else.
I mean, if the Panthers get into the playoffs with a good record,
I think McCaffrey would definitely be winning.
McCaffrey.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm pretty happy. I think our line performed very, very well. Our secondary did not too bad considering the depth chart of the Chiefs' offense. You know, you got Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill had a few mad catches down the field. So I think, you know, our secondary does need improving, but it's better than it was. And again, we did have an inactive player. Jonathan Joseph was our starting corner. He was out. And I really do think that our D line and our linebacker core is just improved massively. And I think our nose tackle, DJ Reader, he stands out for me from against the Chiefs because he was just constantly applying pressure. And I'm not sure how many sacks he got because our NFL website is glitched out. I don't know if anyone knows this right now, but the NFL website is filled with disgusting ads. But DJ Reader had a cracking game, and I do believe that we can go on to win against the Colts. I think we'll have a winning season this year.
Do you think that they'll reach the Super Bowl? Will?
That's a bold prediction. I think we will win in the divisional round.
Right, so you think they'll get to the championship
round. I think we'll get to the championship. We'll get to the championship like we have done before. We'll lose against the Patriots, as everyone does, and the Patriots will beat whoever in Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. It's just a story that it doesn't need to be told. But I do think that you know, we are going to have a winning season. We are going to get to the playoffs. We are going to do well in the playoffs. I think we're going to maybe get to the championship round. We're going to give them a game. I mean, I don't think we're going to win. But
you're going to ruin my bet.
We're going to give them a game.
I'm
glad I'm going to ruin your bet.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Colts like hell. But don't get me wrong. They're the one I've got to win your division.
Yeah.
But all fairness to you, I was sat here in my first 3 weeks. I was loving life, giving you shit, and look at me now.
Yeah.
Look at me now. Absolutely depressed out my mind. And that's just what you want when you're running a podcast.
Oh yeah,
Texans
you do.
Fan
You want
a Cowboys fan. I'm sure everyone will be loving the pain Dallas Cowboys fans are going through right now.
Yeah. So, should we head on to predictions?
Yes. Well, we'll.
Oh, sorry. Our review of the last week.
Yeah.
Sorry, not predictions. Our review of the last week.
So you won 9-6. I had a poor.
I won 9-6. Yeah, I think I did quite well. I think I'm getting back into the rhythm of, you know, judging which teams are good, which teams are bad, which teams are due for a close game. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have Green Bay and Lions to have a close game.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I said some things that weren't far off. So I was debating Saints, Jaguars, and their game was 13-6, so very close. Yeah. But I also said that the Eagles and the Vikings was going to be a close game.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't. And I'm finding myself doing very stupid predictions at this point, and
you just got to stop.
I've been going on instinct. You just get that gut feeling. I've been going on it now.
You get that feeling of how.
This week I'm doing it with my head.
Yeah, think about it. Actually, no, don't, because then I might lose.
Because that's why I changed my pick, because
yeah.
My gut and my past experience is telling me that the Cowboys are going to get some spawny win and Jason Garrett's going to still be the coach next year. But my head is saying the Eagles will win.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll move on to the previous games from last week. So the Titans, Broncos. The Broncos won 16-0.
What a game.
What game?
Shutout?
Shutout a game, yeah.
I don't remember the last time the Dallas Cowboys even came close to a shutout, to be fair.
I'm pretty happy because Titans have not scored a point this week.
Yeah.
So
we both had the Titans, funnily enough, to win.
Yeah, we did, actually. I didn't have much faith in the Broncos this week, but if I'm honest, and the way that Mariota was playing for the previous weeks and the Titans were, you know, they were doing okay.
Yeah.
And I think that this week has really shown that, you know, to stick it to Mike Vrabel. Fuck him.
Back again.
Back again with the
Back again.
with the Mike Vrabel. But yeah, so 16-0 to the Broncos. AFC South is Houston's.
They've got a decent defense, don't they?
They do.
They don't have a good offense, though. I mean,
No.
I don't know what their numbers they're putting up. But.
So yeah, so we just spoke about Kansas City and Texans 31 to 24. Texans over the Chiefs.
We have our trash bowl that we christened last week. The Washington Redskins against
the trash bowl.
Miami
Yes.
Dolphins, who was going to get their first win, and I said the Dolphins, and it was the Redskins. 17-16.
It was a close game,
Close
though.
one.
Close game.
They are equally as shit.
And that is a. They are equally as shit. And it is a trash bowl. That is a trash bowl.
But the person that settled the score was AP. 23 attempts, 118 yards.
Didn't he do something with who did he do to Kirk Cousins? Who did he do to
Well, he beat children.
Well,
Didn't he?
he did say he did something on the field where I can't remember who it was, but someone audibled. I'm not sure if it was the coach or the quarterback, but like someone audibled out of a play, and Adrian Peterson was no.
Case Keenum.
It was Case Keenum. Case Keenum was trying to audible out of a play, and AP was nah. AP was like nah.
That's
not
what
today,
I
mate.
want. That's what I want Dak to do. I want Dak to grow the balls to be like Jason. No.
But again, I mean, AP is a player with experience.
Yeah.
To win
100%.
games. He knows defenses. He knows teams, and for him to say, "Look, nah, mate, just nah."
Good.
I'm not changing teams.
Good
I'm not
game.
changing play.
For Terry McLaurin, rookie, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. If you pick this guy up in your second week of fantasy football, like I did, you are having a jolly old time.
Yeah, having a good week.
Because he put up some big numbers. How is your fantasy team doing? Do you know?
I've given up hope.
Yeah.
My fantasy team is, I think it's 5-1 or 4-1 or something like that.
I think
I can't remember.
As in you mean like 1 and 4.
Sorry, yeah. 1 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 4. Yeah, and then my team is trash. I've got 3 of them, and they're all trash.
Yeah, I've got one good one, and the rest are, not the best. On the Dolphins side, we had Ryan Fitzpatrick putting up monster 132 yards, 1 touchdown. Josh Rosen 85 yards. I think that means Josh Rosen. I haven't seen, but I think he must have got injured because Rosen was starting.
Yeah.
I mean, big receiver numbers. Mike Gesicki leading the receiver with 51 yards, and Kenyon Drake with 40 yards. I mean, the Dolphins' offense is just inspiring right now.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to get number 1 pick, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, they are. But then what are they going to do with that pick? Because half of them are going to trade away. In the third week, a good 3 or 4 of the players were begging their agents just to leave. So whoever gets drafted to the Dolphins, I genuinely feel sorry for, because they're not going to have any good career. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, they might turn a team around with another QB.
They
get rid of Tanner, but at the end of the day, the way the draft works, I think it's a bit of a broken system, I'm not going to lie. Because you get class players that have worked their arse off.
Yeah.
And then they get put into bad systems, bad teams. They get sent to the Browns, they get sent to the Dolphins, they get sent to the Redskins. Who wants to play for them? No. Who wants to lose?
I would, but we're not in the position to be able to be NFL football players, are we?
No, we're not.
I
mean, I personally.
You might be able to get into the team.
I'd rather carry on playing. I know you can't, but with the whole 5-year system in college football, but I would rather play college football for the rest of my life than I would do joining one of those Dolphins or Redskins or trash teams. I wouldn't want to do it.
If you're a guy thinking about coming out into the draft this year,
sorry.
Maybe hang fire. For a year if you can.
If you're on your 4th year of college, go for a 5th.
Yeah.
Go for the maximum you can, mate.
Just play in the Senior Bowl and tore your ACL. Get picked up by the Patriots.
Just enjoy your time in college, man. Don't go to the league.
The last thing I'm going to say on this is that I've just seen an interesting stat that the Dolphins' point differential is minus 138, which is...
That is cataclysmic.
The worst through the first 5 games by a team in the Super Bowl era.
So what's that? That's when? Since 1967?
So there's not been a worse team.
Since 1967?
Yeah.
They're going to go 0-16.
Yeah, based off those numbers, I'd think. But we did say, I don't know when it was, that there might be a team.
There might be a team that win a 2. Be 2 of 14.
The Dallas play them, maybe.
Oh,
Dallas have already played them, don't
That's
they?
when they played them, yeah, you won, yeah.
If they played them now, it might have been a different story, but yeah.
So moving on, we've got the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. Another bit of a undecided, London game.
Yeah.
Bit of an undecided one for me. I wasn't really sure who would win.
Yeah, one of the only ones you got wrong this week.
I think it was one of the ones I got wrong. But Panthers won 37-26. I said the Buccaneers. I didn't watch the game personally in London. I know a lot of the people in America are not very happy about the amount of games that have been played here in the UK because of the time differences. Because if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, you're getting up at 9:30 in the morning to watch a game.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if any of our viewers or anything knows about what tailgating is, but they drink from 9:30 in the morning, and then they watch a game at 4 o'clock.
Well,
so for them to carry on their tradition, they're going to have to drink between 5 in the morning to 9 to carry on their tradition of that. I know it's inconvenient for the players getting teams over here, but I do think it is good to have some teams over here. But 4 games a year is quite a lot. They used to have the one,
but it is only one for our team. You know, if it was more than one on a particular
it's 1 for a team. If you put it that way, which is 1 for a team.
If a team had to travel to London twice in the year, then maybe it'd be a bit, you know.
But then again, there's word that the Jaguars are going to be doing this.
Yeah. Which, it's not going to work.
No.
That's not going to work. I mean, and to be fair, I'm going to have to stay up I've just reading out all those games. I guarantee that those Dallas Cowboys games are going to be prime time. So I'm going to be staying up to about 4 o'clock
4 in the morning. Yeah.
So, come on to the next game. We had San Francisco 49ers 5-0 against the LA Rams now.
5-0, man.
Wow.
Who'd have thought, eh?
I did not. I got this one wrong again.
You know what? I did say a few things about the 49ers at the start of the season. I'm going to retract those.
Officially.
I think
I should too.
Officially redacted my statement about the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm actually speechless. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think anyone did.
I didn't believe.
Nobody
I didn't even. For me, they're a team that are under my radar. We never really play them, so I never really pay that much attention to them.
No.
But they've got a good. They have a really good defense. And Jimmy G is the man.
Well, alluding to your defense comment there, Jared Goff ended the game with 78 yards.
Yeah.
That
shows. That shows.
No touchdowns, no interceptions, but 78 yards.
Well, passing.
Yeah.
How many rushing?
How many rushing did
2.
you? 0.
0. Shock horror.
1 attempt, 0 yards.
0 yards. Nice one.
So, I mean, the stat lines for LA Rams is utterly woeful.
But then again,
their best rusher was Malcolm Brown with 40 yards.
Oh, dear.
Their highest receiver was 25 yards, Tyler Higbee. What is going on there?
I know we say sometimes that with the Dallas, the stats are misleading, and you can't base how well a game performs because of stats.
Yeah.
But let's be straight right now.
You can
base a game off of stats
in regards to that, bro.
With those stats. But then again, with those stats, the 49ers, I reckon, should have put up more.
Yeah, arguably, but that is a reflection on the offense per se, not the contrast to that. The San Francisco 49ers 243 yards for Jimmy G, 1 interception. Tevin Coleman got 45 yards rushing. Matt Breda got 36. George Kittle, great tight end, 103 yards on 8 targets. So they didn't have a particularly amazing offensive performance either, the San Francisco 49ers, but I think they're performing in the crucial times in games.
No, they are. They are performing very well.
They're not putting up monster numbers, but they're controlling games.
And they're winning games.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
They may not be putting up crazy stats, may not be having, standout players and that, but they are winning games.
And what I was going to say, from those stats reading, you can probably presume, and I've just looked it up now, the time of possession. LA Rams 21 minutes in the game, San Francisco 49ers 38 minutes. That's a 17-minute difference on time of possession.
That's quite a lot.
Jesus Christ. That is crazy.
But anyway, so a good signing for the Rams this week, if anyone hasn't noticed.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey is off to
trades.
LA.
Yeah.
Could you believe?
Well, I don't.
There was some talk with Houston signing a new corner, and there was a talk about Jalen Ramsey coming to Houston, but that was settled down to management not doing a very good job. But hello.
What is he gonna change their fortunes?
Hello to the Rams.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey to the Rams.
And they send
their defense this year. I reckon it's going to be very good.
Well, they send Marcus Peters to Baltimore Ravens.
They do, yeah.
So they've. I mean, did they give up? They gave up 2 first-round picks, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah. 2 first-round picks.
220 and 221.
Is it worth it? Is
No.
Jalen Ramsey worth 2 first-round picks?
No, I don't think he's.
No. You say that. He's one of the best corners in the league.
He can be,
He is.
but attitude-wise, he's gonna cause more.
Yeah,
problems than he's worth.
attitude-wise, but look at Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
He had an absolute attitude, and I know it was different in the league back then, but I think he did bring the swagger to that position, and he did bring the swagger to Atlanta.
Yeah, but I look at Jalen Ramsey as someone like Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens is a great wide receiver, but he messed around with teams constantly.
But then again, he does trash talk and all this jazz and all this funk and stuff, but when it comes down to it, he does perform at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean,
and he gets in players' heads. I don't know if you've seen these trash talk compilations on YouTube and stuff, but I watched a few on Jalen Ramsey the other day, and he gets in players' heads. He's on the sideline, yo, Tom Brady, yeah, I'm gonna pick you off.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a very good impression of Jalen Ramsey, I'm not gonna lie. He does chat a lot of shit, and he does,
Yo, Tom,
yeah,
Yo, Tom,
I'm picking you up.
Get over here, bro.
Get over here, Yo, Tom. But I mean, at the end of the day,
I thought I was in the room with him. I closed my eyes, Will, and I thought Jalen had walked in.
Jalen, I'm suddenly,
the second coming of Ramsey.
Suddenly a black and 6'2", whatever, however tall he is. But I mean, he does get in players' heads. He does. A corner is. I've played corner for 2 seasons at junior football, and it is a game of mentality. If you can get in a player's head, if you can line up against them, stare them down the eyes, and just chat shit to them, you get in the head. You put them off the gate, and it works.
Yeah,
it's a different style of football. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sure if people agree with it, but it works.
I mean, he came in the Zeke year. So Dallas Cowboys were deciding whether to go with, at the time, the decisions were Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey. Joey Bosa went the pick before them to the Chargers.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So it was pretty much a decision where Ezekiel Elliott or Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion, they did exactly the right thing by picking Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, they did. Because he had a standout season. Well, his first season was standout.
Yeah.
His other next 3, 4 was, he's still putting up stats.
Yeah, and Jalen Ramsey has shown flashes
of greatness and flashes of.
And to be fair, it's harder for a cornerback.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest positions to play in the league.
Because even safety gets more flashy.
Yeah, because they're the one hard hitting, they're the one picking balls. Corners are the one that are doing the hard work that is off camera.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing was with Jalen Ramsey is people were unsure whether he was going to be a corner or a safety, and I
think he's way better at a corner, personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with the LA Rams. Yeah. I mean, I thought Marcus Peters was an okay player, but he mustn't have been playing the best for them to send them.
But anyway, we did this again. We're on a tangent.
Yeah, that is true.
We're on a deep tangent.
That's what Jalen will do to you.
Jalen will do to you. He'll get you talking. But anyway, next game we had Bengals versus the Ravens. The Ravens again won, even though it was a close game. Still a one-score game, 17-23. Lamar Jackson is still on it.
Is Lamar though? Is he? I've been seeing stuff, Will, and I don't know whether he's not playing as well as he was.
No, he's not playing as well as he was. But
yeah, but if you looking up at his rushing stats, got 152 yards, Will.
19 carries.
Yeah.
He is a running back.
He is.
He is a running back. I know he'd like to be called a running back, but he is a running back, and he's a good one too.
He's a good one too.
I know he's not a running back and all, but think about his rushing yards, his rushing stats, and how mobile he is.
Yeah. But is he just a glorified Cam Newton?
Ooh.
Is he just Cam Newton was back in the day?
He is very good at rushing. He is. Did he play? I think he did play rush. He did play running back, didn't he, in college?
Yeah.
Or in high school, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I just all I see when I look at him is Cam Newton, and I think Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Now he's gone off a bit.
Cam Newton's got the swagger though.
I think Cam was a better passer.
Cam's got the. I think Cam's more of a on-pitch presence, whereas I think Lamar Jackson, he's quite a quiet guy.
Yeah, he could be.
From interviews and on the pitch, interviews, he is quite a quiet guy. Keeps himself to himself, and I think he's got a really good heart for the game.
He takes part in the swag though, and he's like, "Oh, they're good stats for a running back."
Yeah, but he's just saying that for a bit of a reaction for the press. He wants journos to, question him on that, and he if you can give an answer like that, then. I mean, he's got the balls, he's got the talk.
Yeah.
But I do think, when it comes to game day, he is very quiet.
So are the Bengals still 0-6? Yeah. And they're another one.
Another trash. Andy Dalton, again, like we said at the start of the year, is a pile of trash.
No, yeah. I think, the Bengals and the Dolphins are fighting for whichever top quarterback's coming out
the worst
in the
QB.
college. They need that QB from the draft.
Yeah.
Desperately, because those two teams
not great.
No, they're not great. And the Bengals there was a meme like they're full of criminals and things like that.
Yeah.
Which to a point
it's true.
It's true.
Can't judge a team on their past,
No, that's
second
true.
chances and all that.
So we have another one of the games that affects Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles against Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings win 38-20.
18-point lead. It's not bad, that.
18 points. Carson Wentz ends the day, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been disappointing. I think the Eagles fans probably think very similar to the Dallas Cowboys.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
But the problem is, and the difference is, William, is that the Philadelphia Eagles won the bloody Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So all that shit goes out the window because the Eagles have been there and done it before.
Yeah.
Whereas the Dallas Cowboys yet to reach that hurdle. Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles might be underperforming, but the Dallas Cowboys underperform every year. They won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick. I liked him.
Yeah, he's good, but Minshew's better.
No, we'll get into that later on.
Kirk Cousins, 333 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Stephon Diggs is waking up a bit. You keep mentioning him, Will. 167 yards.
He's waking up.
3 touchdowns.
After his little bit of a holdout, I think he's waking up.
Another guy who's in my fantasy football did quite well this week, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. Vikings roll on. There might be a bit of a sleeper team this year, Will.
Yeah, I know.
Ever since that you slagged off Diggs and I slagging off Cousins, they're obviously listening to this podcast. Obviously, well, that's the only explanation for it.
Who's the head coach? Is it Mike Zimmer?
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer has definitely got a YouTube account.
100%.
He's definitely the one disliking our videos.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't had any likes yet. But he's definitely But yeah, I think they are a sleeper team. I think they are a sleeper team.
Yeah.
And they were a sleeper team against the Saints, weren't they? Look back a couple of years ago in that divisional round when Stephon Diggs caught that ridiculous. It was poor defending by the Saints. Let's be straight about that. But at the end of the day, they still won the game.
The problem is the Vikings, though, are like many teams that we spoke about, Chiefs, Cowboys. They will play well in a season. But then it gets to a point. Maybe like the Texans.
Yeah.
And then it derails.
Put a Chiefs on them.
Yeah.
But okay, so anyway, we're moving on to another game. After that, another tangent. The Saints versus the Jaguars. At home of the Jaguars. Jaguars lost 13-6 to the Saints. Teddy.
Poor Minshew, fam.
Teddy's getting there. Minshew didn't have a very good game.
No.
At all, actually.
I mean, look at Teddy Bridgewater. Who'd have thought? Gardner Minshew ended with 163
3 yards, 14 over 29, yeah.
1 interception.
Not a great game.
No.
But then again, I as soon as Drew Brees was out, injured, I was thinking, right, that Saints done. I was like, because to be fair, I do like the Saints. And I was genuinely thinking about that Saints season over, let's forget about them. But, I don't know why I thought that. Because Teddy is, he's...
Yeah, but...
He's doing well for them. 24 out of 36, 240 yards.
This is 2 games, though, in the past 3 weeks where they've won by scoring 13 points.
Yeah.
So you have to always look at things from an outside perspective, and Teddy Bridgewater is playing well. They're not tanking it by any means, but scored 13 against Dallas, 13 against Jaguars, still won.
I know, yeah.
So if their defense drops, I think the Saints might drop, but that is presuming that the Saints defense will drop, which I don't think it will.
No.
So, there's nothing else more to say on that matter. Seattle Seahawks, Cleveland Browns. This was a great game. Seattle Seahawks win 32-28. I think we both picked the Seahawks to win this game.
We did.
They are playing well. Russell Wilson, I think, is the other one for leading.
He's a sleeper.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's a sleeper. I do think. I don't know why, but they just seem to slip under the radar when they come into conversation with the Seahawks.
It might be my prediction was Eagles Patriots and a rematch of 2 years ago, but it might be
Seahawks Patriots.
It might be Seahawks Patriots.
Another replay.
And they might have another opportunity to do a run play on the 2-yard line again. And another opportunity to fuck it up.
Who's Seahawks running back? Starter.
Chris Carson, and he's playing
yes,
sick.
It is Chris Carson.
He's playing...
But he's no Marshawn Lynch.
No, but he's another guy that's doing well on my fantasy team.
Yeah, true.
Russell Wilson.
But 32-28.
Yeah.
That's a reasonably close game. That's a one-score game.
It is. 295, 2 touchdowns. Chris Carson, 124 yards. Tyler Lockett, 75 yards. Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, but crucially 3 interceptions. Nick Chubb with 122 yards. Odell Beckham with 101 yards. Some highlight plays in this game. Russell Wilson's the 4th player in NFL history with a passer rating of 100+ in each of his first 6 games.
That's a good stat, that.
It is.
That is a great stat. It just shows you that, he's consistently performing.
Yeah. And, I mean, the Browns, 2-4, they're playing better than they have in previous years, but they're still... they gave them a good game.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether the Browns will reach the playoffs, to be honest. We'll see.
So, next game, last game for me. The Cardinals against the Falcons. Now, this is another 1-point game this week. 34-33 win for the Cardinals.
So close.
Win for Kyler Murray. Bit of a confidence boost. Win for Kyler Murray. I'm happy for him.
I am, but at the same
I'm glad the Cardinals are not as bad as they used to be. A couple of seasons ago they were just losing maybe every single game they ever played.
Yeah.
But at least also I think it's good for fans to have close games.
Yeah, it is.
I think it draws you in when you've got a close game like this.
Yeah.
When you've got a rookie QB, when you've got faith in him, and he comes out with the win by 1 point. It does.
Well,
it's a close game. Don't get me wrong.
Hope is surrounding them.
It's a bit, it's a bit, like nerve-wracking, a bit, all that sort of stuff. But again, I think it does put a lot of faith in team and fans and players when they win over a close game. So, I think,
I'm all for it, but at the end of the day, the Cardinals beat the Falcons by 1 point. Green Bay, the next game, beat the Lions by 1 point. I lost 9-6. The other way around, I'd have won 8-7.
Yeah. These were the games these 2 games decided this
Bastard
week.
Aaron Rodgers and the Falcons.
You just don't like Aaron Rodgers, do you?
No, I actually do like Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, I don't like what he's done to the Cowboys. Yeah,
but who cares?
Well, me as a Dallas Cowboys fan, I care, Will. As I alluded to, Lions, Green Bay. This was the... Was it the Thursday? The Thursday night game was the Patriots Giants
Giants game, which we already spoke about last week. Yeah.
So we've got 2 games left. So yeah, the Green Bay Packers 23-22. I mean, the Detroit Lions are in the lead up until the 4th. But Aaron Rodgers does his magic again. Ends the game. Stafford 265 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Kenny Golladay had a good game with 121 yards. Aaron Rodgers 283, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jamal Williams 104 yards. Aaron Jones, who was the next coming last week because he got about 120 yards, he managed a solid 40. So that's just brilliant. Shows how amazing the Dallas Cowboys run D is. But yeah, I can't say enough about Aaron Rodgers, to be honest, because when you actually sit and look at the wide receivers he has each year and what he manages to do, I don't think there's any point in them having a head coach. He is the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, good game.
Last game of the week, we had the Steelers against the Chargers. The Chargers home game. Not good season for the Chargers this year. 24-17 win over the Steelers. And now I had a bit of a wobble on this podcast when I went to town on the Steelers.
You did, because you got your knickers in a bunch because someone on fucking ESPN.
Because Shannon Sharp on ESPN ranked the Steelers higher in week 1 because for some reason the Steelers lost the game and only scored 3 points. Now, how on God's green earth can a professional NFL commentator and, talk show host say that about the Steelers when they only scored 3 points?
Because he's got
in the first game in the season.
Texans vendetta. That's why.
Because the Texans are always undermined. They're put in a section where the new team.
You're the Everton.
They aren't talked about.
Houston Texans are the Everton.
No, I wouldn't go that far and say that. I don't want to be associated with Everton. But however, I do believe that they are very, very sort of undermined. They're swept under the rug. They're swept under the rug. They're not talked about as much as I would want them to. No. Not as a fan, but they have good talent. But I think because of this win against the Chiefs this week, they're back on the radar. They're back. Deshaun Watson's in MVP talks if we get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But again, I think the Steelers have performed well this week.
They do.
24-17.
After all the controversy of Antonio Brown as well, it's
hard to come back from that. It's hard to come back from losing your star player.
Ben Roethlisberger's out. They've got Mason Rudolph.
Who's
not actually doing too poorly, to be fair.
Well, no, Delvin Hodges was the QB for this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, something must have happened to.
But
that's a third string. That's even better.
Again, James Conner is their starting running back, isn't he? And he had 41 yards, 17 carries. Benny Snell, 17 carries and 75 yards.
Yeah. They're not putting big numbers up.
They're not putting big numbers up at all.
Both teams are going to struggle. I think
the
Chargers are.
But again, from losing,
get rid of Rivers.
The Steelers have come. They're not. They're 2-4.
They're a big name. I think they'll go 6-10, 5-11.
Really, the Steelers?
Yeah.
They're 2-4. The Chargers are 2-4. I don't think the Steelers are going to get to the playoffs.
We'll see. Yeah.
But I think the Chargers this year need to back their ideas up.
Oh, it's done.
Big time.
It's done for the Chargers.
But then again, you say that, and the Chargers have the same record as the Steelers.
Yeah, and, just what I've seen. It's done for the Steelers too. I don't think they've got any chance. Teams have got.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Right, so we've got week 7 predictions. We've got 2 weeks until we're doing a forfeit. Video. We're currently tied 3-3.
So these are the weeks.
These are.
What happens if we're tied in the? Because it can happen. It can happen.
Have to film a Madden video.
What happens if we're tied? Are we gonna have to film a Madden video to decide who has to do the forfeit?
I kind of want that to happen because we've played some behind the camera and have done all right. But at the same time, can you imagine how tense that game would be if we knew a forfeit was on the line?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And I'm not gonna lie, the only reason you won the first game Madden we played was because I had some glitchy ass thing. And the ball just started bubbling around the joint, and he scored on the first point. He scored on the kick return. because of the ball just fumbled everywhere.
You
and
lost.
for some reason.
You lost because you played the Texans and their O-line. Well, on
At the
game,
time, in Madden, at the time, was trash.
Was
and
awful.
who was your...
We played...
who did you play? Who had like 8 sacks?
Oh, DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus
Lawrence had 8 sacks. I mean, he's probably...
in a Madden game.
Probably won't even get 8 sacks this season, bloody hell. But anyway...
Yeah, when you're behind the wheel, mate, we get 8 sacks.
We've got... so we already obviously have had the Chiefs against the Denver Broncos last night. The Chiefs won...
30-6, yeah.
30-6.
Not bad. Not a bad score, that.
No.
And then there's me just talking earlier about how well the Broncos performed, scoring 16 points over.
Yeah.
And, 6 points.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with
again,
the Chiefs.
it is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that. We beat the Chiefs.
What are you saying? Like, you said that they'd make the Super Bowl.
I did, actually.
So... Well, I meant,
Never mind.
I meant you meant...
I'm wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things.
You
I
said that the
did chat a lot of
Texans-
crap.
No, you're saying now the Texans are going to get to the Super Bowl.
I said that to you in confidence. Not on this podcast. But no, I mean, I do want them to get Super Bowl, but that's hopeful.
Oh, I'm still holding out hope that it's going to be Cowboys Texans in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
We don't live in...
Could you imagine if I did? That'd be a mad.
I'd wake up from
That'd be a mad game. Anyway, right.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Rams at the
Falcons. I think that's a giveaway for both of us. I think we're both going to go for Rams, I'm
I
assuming.
think we're going to both go Rams.
Go for the Rams, yeah.
But they've got the new Jalen.
Got the new Jalen.
We have New Era Field, Dolphins, Bills.
Dolphins, Bills. I'm going to go Bills.
Yeah, but I'd say the Bills.
Bills, definitely Bills, yeah.
Definitely playing better.
Jaguars, Bengals.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Jaguars.
Why do I want to pick the Bengals every week?
Well, I don't know why you do. You always say so much mean
God
things
knows.
about Andy Dalton.
Just,
You said it in the very first week. You were like, he's trash. So why do you have faith in the team?
Because I just think it's going to happen at some point.
Nah, not gonna happen.
And I think Gardner Minshew's on a bit of a...
Yeah, you saying this last week. He's the man. Gardner Minshew era. The Minshew. What is it? Minshew mania? Is that what they call it?
I want to be Minshew.
Want to be Minshew? Yeah.
Will? I'm actually going to go for the Bengals.
You are bold.
I am.
You're a bold
This
man.
might be the week.
You're a bold man.
But this might be the week that the Bengals fans run out onto the field and maybe hijack the game and just get fed up, to be honest. But yeah,
Maybe.
I'm going to go for the win. I'm going to
Right.
go for the Bengals.
Bengals. Okay, next game. Vikings, Lions.
At
Yeah,
the
a tough one, this
Lions.
one.
It is. 100%. This is a difficult one to
Yeah,
call.
I mean, I've got faith in the Lions this week.
I think I'm going to go the Lions as well, There's something
I'm
about
not
the
sure if I'm
Lions.
going to go Lions. I'm not sure if I'm going to commit. I'm going to have a think about it, but hang on a second.
The Vikings put up 38 against the Eagles, the Lions...
I'm going to go
lost
Vikings.
against
I'm
the
going to go
Green Bay.
Vikings. I'm going to go Vikings. I'm going to stick to what I believe in. They're a sleeper team. I shouldn't undermine them. They are a sleeper team. Vikings going to win.
I am going to go for the Lions.
Lions.
Based off... We started this podcast, me getting absolutely torn to shreds by you for picking the Lions, and I said the Lions...
I don't know why I did.
I said
I mean,
the
I know
Lions are
why I
better
did.
at home.
'Cause they
to
are
be fair,
cursed.
they are 2-2-1. So it's not like they've got an amazing record.
No, but they are cursed.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Lions. That's
Lions.
going to be one of those
Fair
games
enough.
that we're going to be watching this week.
Yeah, yeah.
Raiders, Packers at Lambeau.
Yeah, Packers.
Raiders 3-2.
Packers.
Coming off
I'm going
a
to give
bye.
up my Raiders bandwagon. Little bit of a
Are you
section.
sure? Are you sure you don't want to pick?
Yeah,
the
I'm not going to
Raiders?
pick her anymore. I think.
I don't want to do a forfeit. Pick the Packers.
No, I'm going for the Packers.
I'm going to go Packers as well.
Packers as well. Yeah, I'm going for Packers.
Lucas Oil.
Stadium.
I don't-
Texans, Colts.
Actually, yeah, we didn't even preview the Colts, William.
No, I did say we had the
you
Colts
saying-
up next.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't talk about it
didn't.
much because I wasn't sure how it would go.
No.
But yeah, we're going to win.
Ooh.
Texans are going to win.
So if the Colts win, they go 4-2. If you lose, you go 4-3. I can't see any reason why the Texans should lose.
Yeah, no. So you go Texans, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go the Texans.
Texans.
As well.
Cardinals, Giants.
Jeez, hello.
I'm going to go Cardinals, Let's be straight. They have a similar record because of their ridiculous tie in week 1 or week 2, whatever it was, against the Lions.
Yeah.
They have got the same record. Kyler Murray. I'm going to stick with my bandwagon of Kyler Murray.
Battle of the
They're going to win.
rookie QBs.
Yeah, battle of rookie QBs.
Giants defense isn't the
No,
best.
it's not the best at all.
Daniel Jones's hype has kind of died down a bit, but I'm going to say the Giants, William. Almost because I don't want them to win.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fair enough. I'm going to stick with my bandwagon and go with the Cardinals, I
that's
reckon.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. 49ers, Redskins.
49ers. Every day of the bloody week.
What did you say, Redskins?
Yeah. 49ers, 5-0,
Yeah.
6-0.
Yeah.
They're the team to watch this year. Definitely a team to
It'd
watch.
be so funny if the Redskins beat them, though.
No, I mean, it'd be funny, but I wouldn't like it because I want them to do well.
Yeah. Titans, Chargers.
Chargers.
What a close game.
Yeah.
Titans
I
didn't
don't,
even get a point last week.
no, I don't even know what to say about this one. You know, Chargers are going to win. Chargers. I'm going Chargers.
Chargers
Definitely.
won the last 11 of 12.
What, against the Titans,
Against the
including
Titans.
playoffs. Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers. With that stat, how can you knowingly go for the Titans?
Because I went for the fucking Falcons last week. And they lost to the Cardinals because Matt Ryan's beaten them 8 out of 9 times. I'm going to say the Titans because I just don't.
Titans,
I
yeah.
don't respect the Chargers at all. So, yeah.
Okay, that's a bit of a different one. Saints versus the Bears. I got faith in Teddy. Saints.
Will, this might surprise you.
You gotta go with the Bears.
Wow, this is going to be a low-scoring game. I've just thought,
Yeah, it's going to be a scoring game.
holy moly, this might be another 10-9, you know?
One of those games that you regret buying a ticket for
Yeah, 100%.
because you're just going to see no. Actually, I don't know. Saying that, you might see. No, you know what?
Do you know what
it's
I'm
going to
gonna
be a single-digit game.
I'm going to put my balls on the line here, and I'm going to say that the Bears crowd is going to rattle Teddy,
Nah,
and I'm going to say the Bears are going to win.
nah.
I've just
Saints to win.
I've just lost predictions.
Saints to win. You have Saints to win them. Ravens, Seahawks. Seahawks.
Earl Thomas returns to see. I didn't even know Earl Thomas played for Baltimore Ravens. Holy moly! Oh yeah, of course, because Dallas are trying to get him. Who are we going for?
Seahawks.
Seahawks all day.
All day.
Me too.
Yeah.
You said we both. Did you
We
say
both.
Eagles?
I said Eagles.
I said Cowboys.
Yeah. As you would.
Of course.
Actually, no. Didn't you say Eagles?
Oh yes, sorry.
You did
I said
say Eagles.
Look at me.
You said Eagles. You're a fake fan over it.
Bloody hell, fire. Do I change though, Will?
No.
Oh my god.
You did say
Yeah.
Eagles to win 34 something. Or did I say that? No, you said that. You said Eagles to win.
Eagles like 24-17.
Yeah, you said Eagles to
Can
win.
I change?
No. I mean, actually, no. You can do. The podcast. At the end of the podcast is when the deal is done. So if you're going to change your mind.
Go on. I've had an epiphany.
Oh yeah.
I'm going
All of
to
a
say
sudden now, yeah?
24-17. No, actually. 27-23 to the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
How about them?
Cowboys. How about them boys? I'm sticking with the Eagles.
I've lost this week.
You have lost this week.
Oh my god.
The next game and the final game, Patriots versus the Jets. Who's going to win? The 6-0 Patriots, Tom Brady being carried by his defense, or the Jets
Before we finish this podcast,
basically winless other than the Cowboys?
I saw something today and it resonated with me. Take a look at who the Patriots have beaten. Steelers, Dolphins, Jets, Bills nearly lost, mind you, Redskins, Giants.
Oh Lord, they've had a crazy easy season.
And we're sat here blowing smoke up their arse, but and then against the Jets again? Then they've got the Browns next week. Holy moly. So
They're winning this league.
Oh.
They're winning Super Bowl this year.
I mean, yeah. Maybe though. I don't know, Will.
Well, they're going to. Well, let's be honest.
Let's
right
see what
here.
happens when they play a good team.
They definitely play the. They definitely go beat the Jets.
Oh, they're going to make it a championship game. No,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But it depends.
I think it'll be a Texans Patriots on championship game.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the teams on bye week this week.
And I'm guessing
this
we're
week.
both picking New England Patriots, of course.
Yes, we are. Yeah,
okay.
definitely. So the teams on bye week this week are the 2-4 Steelers, the 2-4 Browns, the 4-2 Panthers, and the 2-4 Buccaneers. Yeah. So
That's
I
been a
think
good one.
It's been a good podcast. I think we need to learn to stop waffling
We do, but
because
that's
we get on a bit of a tangent, me and you.
we
But I
do.
think you just given the.
Given the circumstance of Dallas Cowboys at the moment, that
I think
takes up.
you're allowed to talk about
Yeah,
the Dallas
no.
Cowboys and you're allowed to cry for 20 minutes.
And if anyone's listening who are fans of other teams, the more we briefly speak about them, the better.
Yeah, Yeah.
You know.
I think we should make more time. I don't know about the viewers or listeners, but I think we should make more time for talk about other teams, because we do chat a lot of crap about our own teams.
But we get so...
And especially you just do not stop talking about Dallas.
I got wound up because it's bloody Dallas, you know.
Dallas, isn't it? But, you know, so good game, good podcast this week. I think Houston are going to win. Definitely going to win. Dallas is a questionable one, but I think we'll leave that one there. I think we'll thank you guys for listening. Thank you for sharing our Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you check out all of our blog posts and stuff. We haven't properly started writing stuff yet, but I think we've had a busy week at university. We've had a crazy week this week.
Yeah.
I've been in almost 9 to 5 every day.
We've got tons of work.
Max has been slacking a little bit.
Whoa, don't put me on blast, though.
But
if anyone's reached it this far in the podcast, then I don't want anyone telling me, Mum.
But yeah, so that's au revoir
Yep.
for myself and Max. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Peace.